guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming. It's Subby Mounts, what are the Gaming Drag today? I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Dawn Chorus, and today we're jumping back into Devon's path. That's right, y'all, we're getting some more Daddy Devon. I know y'all can't wait. God, has it really been since February? Oh, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! The moon illuminates my room with its cold light, stripping everything of its color. It feels like inside of a spacecraft, heading into the unknown. Tired, I close my eyes, letting the thoughts loose into uncharted territory, circling and spreading out, frantic in their non-linearity. And with the last conscious thought, I hope I see Devon in my dreams today. Soft and pliable, unfolding and blossoming, growing towards the light, stretching out to escape the shade. Constant flux. What will I be tomorrow? I'm formless, expanding in all directions. I'm blind, grasping for anything to hold along my way. I'm fluid, taking the shape of whatever container they pour me into. I'm waiting for someone to come and show me what I can become. It's dark here at the bottom. So dark that my thoughts become splotches of light at first, then colors, and then visions and sounds. And I dream. I dream of arms draped over mine, of paws entwined, of bodies joined into a creature of many limbs. The borders of my body have always felt like confines to shatter, shackles to break free from. I want to feel the edges of my body given and become softer, hazy. This lake I'm suspended in, I want it to welcome me. As my fur floats to the surface, I want to dissolve in it completely, to be one with it. I float up near the surface, my mind lucid now. The borders harden again. But the want remains, deep down, still palpable, somewhere in my deepest part of what I am. The striving for unity, the need for completeness. The abstract takes form, the dream changes. The arms are Devon's arms, and it's his torso my back is nestled against. Pressed to the brick wall of his chest, I'm shielded from all harm. I'm safe in these arms, even from death. I need him here. I need these arms to hide myself in. I'm waiting for him to come and take my paw and take me with him, wherever he wants. But he has to stay. If he goes back, all is lost. And he's out of my reach. As long as he's here, there's time we can use to grow closer together. As long as he's here, there is a chance this works out. It hails above the surface. Pea-sized bullets of ice shoot deep into the water all around me, then float up, melting. But I float in the opposite direction, down, deeper into whatever this feeling is. Day 4. The wind licks at my face, wet with sea spray and fog. A horn blasts from a boat approaching the harbor, interrupting the monotonous background of seagulls and rolling waves. It's making the biting cold much worse, but it doesn't mean it's not worth it. At least it's warmer than yesterday. With my paws in my pockets, I look beyond the boats, between the rocky edges of the mountains surrounding the island at the razor-sharp line of the horizon, separating the two blue expanses. It's nice indeed. Oh, I like that. Oh, nice. Nice sprite update. The sea, it really is nice. Oh, yeah. We've already been here yesterday, though. You didn't like it then? I did, but I was tired after the lectures and didn't look around that much. And there's something calming about this place that I missed the last time. It's not very obvious, but it's there. There is. I'm glad you feel it. Devon smiles softly. Another thread of understanding weaves between us. I was busy taking photos yesterday. Hiding myself behind the camera put some more distance between me and the scenery, too. It's like talking myself out of it, becoming an external observer. You know what I mean? I think I can imagine. I've never dabbled in photography much myself. It's harder to notice if you're just snapping pics, but it's definitely a thing. Maybe you're right. I never thought about it much as I never took many photos to begin with, but yeah, I think I know what you mean. I took my mom's camera with me for a trip once. A trip to the beach by chance. I took a lot of photos on the way at different stops, but when I looked at them afterwards, I felt disconnected from them. Taking them didn't feel too great either. I wanted to document the whole thing, but it always felt like stepping outside of it. By the time I got to the ocean, I left the camera in the trunk of the car. I think that's when I fell in love with the ocean, too. It was quite a formative experience. I love taking photos, but yeah, I get you. I prefer to specifically go for photo walks rather than having a camera with me at all times for that reason. And I like dreamier photos anyway. Textures, shapes, sometimes just a clear sky. I need to be in the mood to shoot something like this, though. By the way, I don't think I've ever seen your photos. Do you upload them somewhere? I have Glimmer, but I don't use it that much. I should make myself an Insta ounce, but I'm not too fond of social media. I know it's hard to make a career without one now, you know? I admire the resolution, though. I feel like the internet is turning more deranged every day. Maybe, but it's still useful, much easier to connect with people through it. And I'd be happy to see your work if you'd like to share it. I nod, my palms getting sweaty at the thought. It's my work. It's a part of myself in a way, and I'm part of and a part I'm just starting to build. Of course, I'm nervous to share it. Devon glances in the direction of the horizon, too, a natural end of conversation. That's good, though. I'd rather immerse myself in the moment and think about social media. Worrying about my photos not being good enough isn't a tempting alternative either. I know I'm only learning and looking for my path, but knowing it and feeling it are two different things. And now I'm already worrying about it. Great. Do you want to go to a cafe? You want to go to a cafe, maybe? You look like you're cold. Would be nice, honestly. I was thinking of grabbing some food. Let me get that message. There we go. Good idea. I'd like to bite something before the concert, too. Should we message Rune? He said pretty decidedly that he's right, that he'd rather spend the day alone. I don't think he's taken the news too lightly. I'll message him, though. Maybe he's changed his mind. What news? I think I'm out of the loop here. Oh, right. He got rejected from an exchange program he applied to. It was a pretty big deal to him. I'm afraid he'll need some time to process this. He's not very good at accepting failures. I'm a little worried about him. He's been quite explicit in saying that he wants to be alone, so I won't bother him about it now. Maybe he'd like to join us for lunch, though. So, any wishes regarding food? Something cheap, perhaps? It's my treat, so don't worry about it. No, it's fine. I can pay for myself, and I'm fine with whatever, honestly. At this point, I'm so hungry that I just want to get some food into myself. I'm less concerned about what kind of food it'll be. How about something local this time? Norwegian cuisine isn't too famous for delicious food, but it makes the most sense to have a local food while we're here. Sounds good. I think I've seen a nice place in the center. A coffee or tea for you? Coffee. That salmon was mighty heavy. I might have had a bit too much of it. Haven't had fish in a while, and I forgot how filling it is. Or better, I'll go with you and check out what they have on the menu. The laminated menus lie on the counter, yellow ink formed into rows of elegant Bohau influenced sans serif letters on black paper. Simple and effective. The card lists several different coffees, then a few teas and infusions before the beverages section ends, and I bring my eyes back to the top of the page. I'm not feeling fancy though. Regular tried and true black coffee is what I'm feeling like right now. Maybe I'll order something fancier after that. Decided on something? I think I'll take filter coffee. They seem very Scandinavian to me. How about you? Just black coffee. I need something to save me from the impending food coma. We pay for our orders and wait for them at the counter, observing the preparation process. Devon's coffee comes in a thick glass server on a copper plate, along with a simple cup with no handles. Mine is simply poured into a mug before being passed to me. Do you see any open tables, or just that couch? None. I scanned the room on the way. We both sit down on a couch, putting down the tray and cup on the solid wood of our table. It's a bit cramped here, but nothing terrible. It's harder to talk if we're not facing each other, though. I move closer to the side of the couch, leaving more space between me and Devon. The atmosphere here is hushed, but not stiff. There's a steady murmur of conversations around us, forming a droning background. Other coffee is being made. A hiss of the espresso machine rises above the voices. The shiny shelves are heavy with books, new releases, literary classics, names big and unknown, travel books, used books, self-help books. There's even a whole segment dedicated to photography, with albums, books of essays, and guides. It's a cool place. How did you find it? Bjorn recommended it to me. It was here yesterday at a meeting with an author. I saw him sneaking out between the lectures and asked him about it in the evening. He doesn't have to sneak out if he has someplace else to be, but I'd rather know where he is in case something happens. I grabbed my coffee, lifted to my snout and slurped, and put it down hesitantly. Too hot to drink yet. Yeah, reasonable. It feels like a nice place for an event like this. It feels a bit like a community hub. Devon has poured himself some coffee from the server already, much less dark than mine. Must be a much lighter roast. I can smell it from here, though, and it smells amazing. Fresh and zesty, like a sunny morning brushed with dew. So, what do you like about the sea that much? The calmness? I wanted to ask while we were at the coast, but I forgot. Oh, it'd be hard to encapsulate all of it. I find new things in the world and myself each time I'm at the ocean. And some part of it is the nostalgia after that trip I mentioned, too, I think. Where was it? I think the East Coast is close to Ohio, so I'm guessing somewhere there. But I have no idea what place would be the closest. I wouldn't say close, but I wasn't aiming for close. It was an escape. I ran away from home. That in of itself makes it rather special. I took the most essential things I owned and the camera from my mom, left the SIM card in my room, got into the other car, and drove away. And you headed for the ocean? I didn't know where I was going. I chose to travel north and reach Lake Erie, but it felt way too close to stop. I rode along the coast and signs for Toronto started reappearing, and I thought that it might be the destination. But it turned out that I didn't want a destination, and when I reached the end of the lake, instead of turning towards Toronto, I continued eastward. I slept in some motel in Pennsylvania and took the first photo there. It was so weird to step out of the car in a different state and breathe in the dusty air there. It felt like the first lungful of freedom. And those photos, do you have them somewhere? I actually should have had them somewhere on my phone. I keep most of my photos in a cloud. Never know when they might come in handy. Ooh. He slides his photos across the table. The gallery opened on his adolescent years. The few photos he took during the trip are easily identifiable amidst the photos of his hometown, gritty and dark. Those are beautiful. Where's this one from? I love the dreamy look. That was the first photo I took on the trip. I slept in some motel in Pennsylvania and snapped a photo in the parking lot. It's so weird to step out of the car in a different state and breathe in the dusty air there. It truly felt like the first full breath of my life. All my belongings I could have needed fitted inside the small backpack on my shoulder, and as I walked up the stairs to my room, I felt near weightless. I remember the urge to download Ruffler and look for someone in the area. My mind raced, coming up with possible scenarios for tonight. Maybe there'd be someone staying in the same motel as me, even. Once the thought appeared in my mind, I couldn't get rid of it. It stayed inside me like a parasite, gnawing at the base of my skull. It was something I always wanted to do, but now that I I encountered a voice inside me that wasn't too keen on the idea and hesitated. Something was stopping me, and I didn't know what. I was an adult, but barely. I just turned 18 a few months ago. I felt like my life was only starting at that moment, and I was eager to start, but also scared of the world. My curiosity was stronger than anxiety, though. That's how I found myself on the road, and that's how the app found its way to the phone through the nearby 4G antenna. The mattress creaked under me in protest, even though it was quite a bit lighter back then. The paper-lined walls were sticky and stained with cigarette smoke. It was a cheap motel and also the best I could afford. My home for the night. I wasn't focusing on it, though. The stirring I felt in my loins was something completely new, unlike any kind of arousal I felt ever before, and demanded some kind of means of release. The app displayed a grid of faces and placeholders. I stared at it intensely until my vision narrowed, blood harsh in my ears. I turned off the screen and hid the phone between my legs as if I was doing something wrong. I felt like the door could open any moment, someone could catch me. I had to remind myself that I'm by myself in a motel, far away from home, completely alone, and I wasn't doing anything wrong. I went to the window and opened it and lit up a cigarette from a pack I bought that morning before leaving. Terrible idea. The whole rest of the pack ended up in the trash. I stood at the door, my heart racing. Why was it so hard for me? Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all if I do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Katie Simmer. Thank you above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. And thanks to our 3 gold tier patrons, Ziki, Toby, and Blue Wolf Alpha. Ooh, excuse me, y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our Safe for Work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!